I don't understand. You know, we have electricity. You don't need to just be sitting here in the dark waiting for me. I know you're trying to scare me, but you know, when I was a kid, my sisters used to try to scare me because allegedly they said I was trying to scare them. They couldn't do it. There are times when I'm completely in my head that I scare myself. But anyway, why don't you just come over here in the light? Good morning, by the way. Okay, wow, that was fast. You got from over there to over there in like a blink. That's scary. Oh, I guess I should turn this on. Got my Stanley Cup. Stanley Cup. Because my other cup was dirty. So, speaking of the Stanley Cup, oh yeah, Mr. Heater's coming on. It snowed last night. Speaking of the Stanley Cup, what was I speaking? What was I talking about? Yes, I watched the U.S. Open this weekend. No, it wasn't. No, not tennis. Nope, it wasn't golf. It was the U.S. Open of bowling. Yeah, I don't watch bowling on TV usually, but there's 15 minutes of it left before the race I wanted to watch, or the qualifying, was starting. NASCAR season is starting, and I love racing. NASCAR, F1, IMSA, all of it. It's just great. So I'm excited about that. But I got to thinking about bowling. There's a US Open, there's a ranking system, and there are people in stands at this bowling alley cheering the bowler on, or bowlers too in this case. Granted, I could see in the background one of the guys had like a big gulp of beer. I mean, and I thought, good for him. That is the way to watch professional bowling. Lots and lots of beer. I think it would be interesting then. But I was captivated myself, and I wasn't drinking lots of beer yet. And bowling is one of those weird things. Like, it's fun to do, but it's also fun to make fun of. I mean, you got these regular looking guys, you know what I mean? Regular looking guys, really good at spinning a ball and putting it right where they want down the lanes. They got their sponsor shirts. It's the bowling, whatever. Sorry for getting on this. I apologize ahead of time. In between times, the bowling commission or whatever, if they have a commission, they've done a really great job of marketing bowling. You know, they want people to go bowling. Hashtag go bowling. They've sponsored race cars. They're trying to be everywhere to remind people, hey, don't forget, you can still get off your phone and go to a place and slide a ball down a lane. And it's very satisfying to knock things over with it, you know? And there's scoring, and you can do it for fun. I probably bowl an 80. You know, is that good? I don't know either. Anyway, I just got me thinking about bowling. Not on the bowling subject is what we're going to do this week. We're going to, it's break week. It's kind of like Shark Week on Discovery, but it's break week. And it's about as scary as Shark Week, to be honest with you. We're going to be putting brakes, master cylinder and everything else, except, please Lord, no hard lines, on the Dustang. So we're going to start out doing that. We may do some other things. I really, really want to get some, I don't know. I want to work on Mr. F. Normally he has his own episode. We'll see. Or maybe we'll jump in on Old Blue, the 1954 Ford F100, because all of his brake parts came in which case it's really going to be a brake week. Whew. And we got hard lines to do on him. So anyway, super glad that you showed up. Go bowling, you know. And let's just dive into it right away. Get yourself some coffee. Well, I guess, shall we just talk about the car a minute? If you weren't around for when I got it running the first time, is that a hole? Huh, okay. Basically, this car is a barn find. The owner of the car that bought it when he was 17 years old in like 1978, kind of rediscovered the car after 20 years of being parked up. He bought the car out of a field. He'd been driving by this, has seen it sitting out there, and the guy said, if you can drag it out of the field, you can have it. And so he did. And they got it running. He and his brother, I believe, repainted it in shop class or something. I don't remember the whole story, but something like that. And he met, dated, married his wife not literally in the car, you know. You couldn't really fit everybody, but, you know, had, well, you know, shenanigans, I don't know, whatever. Kids, everything. This car is a part of the family, but it was kind of forgotten, and he moved, and so he had to find it again, and it was covered in dust. Thus the name, the Dustang. I have since cleaned the dust off of it, and it's not looking too bad. So my job was to get it running. The difficulty turned out to be fueling. I replaced fuel lines back by the tank. I replaced fuel lines here, put in a filter. The original fuel pump was working until it wasn't working. I put a new one on there. It made way too much fuel pressure. I'm sure these cylinders got washed down really bad. I put a fuel pressure regulator on it. I swapped out the original Autolite 2-barrel carburetor with a 2-barrel Holley, direct replacement, except that it has a electric choke on it for easier starting. Rebuilt the distributor, the vacuum advance. It fought me. Let's just put it that way. It was a battle royale, but it's running now. Everything's working, plugs, wires are new. So where we're at now is it still doesn't stop. It still has 3 wheels and tires on it from 1978 and 1 trailer wheel and tire, because when he towed the car here, he had a flat tire, so he just put a trailer tire on the front. We're getting new wheels and tires. Those are on their way. But a couple things. I put a battery in it. Well, just come over here and look. We'll talk about the couple things, and then we're going to dive into the brakes. So I put a battery in here. You can see the date is very recent on it. It's a side post, top post. This is the thing. It's not the right battery. I've got a super long positive cable on it. I also don't like that the positive cable is like an inch from grounding out. I don't really like the combination between the front post, side post nonsense. So I have got the correct cables for it and battery, and we're gonna move the positive to over here with a shorter cable, put the negative where we don't care if it's grounded, and I'll redo that. So that's the first thing, just to make that correct. I don't really like how that is. Oh yeah, also I forgot part of the battle royale was when I took the, thermostat housing off, the thermostat in there was literally in pieces. However many pieces a thermostat can be in, that's how many pieces it was in. So we put a new thermostat in there and we just replaced the housing because the original one was kind of corroded. So anyway, we're gonna get that done. So this, well, why don't we turn the light on? Reach over there and turn the light on for me, there you go. Okay, I don't know. I'm just looking at this. If you can see, I don't know if you can you put your head down there? All this rust and stuff, that's a kind of a sure sign that the seals are gone in this master cylinder and have bled out brake fluid down, which has eaten the paint and caused rust. So I'm going to attempt to take these bolts out. I'll disconnect the pedal, maybe heat those bolts up. I've been juicing these. I really don't want to break these off. So I've been juicing these. I'll probably heat these up. We're going to get this master cylinder out and replace it with a new one that's in this box. I've got all new brake hoses, 2 for the front, 1 for the rear. We've got all of our parking brake and brake spring kits. We've got our brake pads, front and rear. We've got 4 wheel cylinders. And we're just gonna pray that the hard brake lines all come apart and I don't have to make any new ones. So that's the deal. Yeah, it's really just a matter of one thing at a time. So I'm going to start with the battery, mainly because I think it's important that I put off doing the brakes because, I don't want to do them. So we're going to do the battery first. That's why. So, and then we're going to do the brakes. And again, I'm starting with the master cylinder. We'll swap that out. Once that's swapped out, then we'll put the car up on the lift and I'll start going around and doing the brake hoses and rebuilding each brake. Now on the front, we're gonna take off the hub. This car's been sitting a long time, and I kind of feel like we need to repack the bearings and just check them in the front here. I hadn't even been thinking about it, and just today it kind of like light bulbed in my head while I was going through everything, thinking, you know, that's 20 years of sitting. I bet the grease in there is just kind of liquefied. So let's repack those. Hopefully the bearings are fine. They probably are. And then we'll do the brakes too. So when we get done, we're going to be ready for those new wheels and tires that we don't have. But then we'll be able to drive the car. I'm looking forward to it. So, oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, if you didn't already know, that this hood, when we got the car, wouldn't close all the way because it caught in the wind at some point and just kind of bent itself back. So I straightened out the hood, put new hinges on, reused the old springs, and on that side, this mount right here, where the bolt goes in, the metal was pulled back and it basically was not there. There's no mounting. So I welded that back up and basically repaired it so that now we have a good mounting surface for the spring, and now the hood closes. So other than that, put a new nut cert and firmed up this mirror, and yeah, I guess we've done more to the car than I remembered. I've had it a while, and I did quite a few episodes, I think, on trying to get it running. So, all right, I guess that's all the jibber jabber I can do without making it obvious that I'm avoiding starting the work. So, yeah, just relax, enjoy yourself, and I'll holler at you if there's anything that I think you'd be interested in seeing. So. Take a quick pause here just to kind of show you what I'm looking at. So this line came off. It didn't twist off, but you can kind of see it's still not in the best condition. But especially if you look at this other one, if you can get your head in there, that one, let's get some light on it. You can kind of see has a little bit more, I don't know, rust on it, and it's loose in the master cylinder, but not loose on the line, and it's wanting to twist off. So I didn't want to replace the lines there, but just looking at that line, I can't, in good conscience, put it back on the car with the new master cylinder. So I am going to probably just allow it to twist off so I can get the master cylinder out. And I'll order, they're just short lines that go from the
proportioning valve to, I mean, it's right there. So I'll grab 2 new lines for right there, and hopefully those are the only 2 new lines that we need. They kind of come as a set usually, and if I'm replacing one, let's just put a new one on the other one, and it's easy to access once, especially once the master cylinder's out. So I guess hard lines are being replaced. I kind of knew it. But you hope for the best and plan for the worst, which obviously I didn't do because I don't have hard lines. I refuse to buy them unless I need them. So I'm going to jump online and order those, and then finish pulling this master cylinder out so we can stick this thing on the lift, take the wheels off, and start going around it. Okay, so this is the old one that's out. I didn't even bother taking the cap off of it, to tell you the truth. You can tell, well, it's been leaking out of the seals on the front. It's just, yeah, not worth messing with. So I went ahead and wire wheeled all of the rust that was running down and the paint that was eaten off, and just sprayed it with some paint to try to preserve it, and also it'll make it look better. You know, we're all about making things look better. So speaking of, always don't be lazy and paint your master cylinder, because it'll look rusty like that one over time if you don't, and it just looks better. So I also went ahead and media blasted the hardware for it, and spritz some paint on that so it will match. And you know, it's the details. It's just the details of, you know, I don't know. You do you, okay? I'm just saying, it doesn't take that much time and it looks a lot better. I did get the battery in. I like the shorter power side, and then I also like that the negative side is right next to the body instead of the positive side. That way, if you know something grounds out, it's okay, because that's what it's supposed to do. So that's just my preference. When I route and run, you know, put a battery in. So, waiting for paint to dry. No, it's not like we're waiting paint to dry. We literally are waiting for paint to dry. Once it does, I'll get that master cylinder on and we will bleed it in the car. And then I ordered new lines here. You can see this one, it was just gonna twist off. It clearly was rusty. And this one, you know, it doesn't look much better even though I got it to twist off. Let's put new ones on. These are like, you know, 28 bucks with shipping from CJ Pony Parts. They're pre-bent, they'll go in, yeah, they came off of the distribution block or proportioning valve. I don't know. What do you call it? Is it a distribution block? It is a proportioning valve? Or can it be both things at the same time? I don't know. You know, there's so many words. I just interchange them. And that way, you know, you can't pin me down. Can't be pinned down, yeah. The important thing is I know what I'm talking about in my own head. So, yeah, I'll let that dry, and then I'll probably go ahead and start getting this car put on the lift while I'm waiting for the paint to dry, and then I'll be ready, Freddy. Start taking the wheels off and kind of dive into that. I'm spinning my wheels. You know, this Mustang is a fighter. You know, those, Broncs, those ones that you see the cowboys ride. Not a cowboy, not sponsored by cowboys. Uh, but some of those Broncs, they just fight. They don't want to be broken. Well, this Mustang is like, I don't know, a puma cornered in her den, ripping your eyeballs out, just won't stop. Just calm down. That's what I want to say, but it's a car and it doesn't listen. So, this is the latest. Okay, well, whatever. It doesn't. Okay. So, why don't I just start here instead of not starting anywhere? I've got the car back down. You saw I had it up and I started disassembling the brakes. I'm really fighting this brake line here. You can't see because, somebody's not giving you a light. All right, I know you have old man eyes, so let me, okay. This line right here, I'm fighting. It's fighting me. It doesn't want to come off. So I'm still working on that, but I took a pause because I got the replacement brake lines in, pre-bent. And so I was installing this, made for what I'm using it for, master cylinder. I was trying to get this brake switch on the pedal with this, and I'm just telling you, I don't know if I'm stupid or stubborn. I fought with that thing for 30 minutes. I'm like, it's a switch. I know it goes on. It goes on when I don't have this on the shaft, but it won't go on when I have it on the shaft. So then it sunk into my stupid head that maybe the issue is this new shaft, not this thing. So I took it back out and I compared it with this. First thing I noticed is that this new shaft is 5.5 inches. The old shaft is 5 inches. So that's one thing. The other thing is, if you look really close at the end of this shaft, the casting on it is pretty messy, and also it's pretty thick between the hole and the front here. if you compare it to this one, you see that this is a very flat face. It's a lot closer to the hole than this one. So you can compare the two. And so I grabbed this here and I slid it on, you know, the way it would go. And sure enough, well, you can't see it from that side. I can see it. But it doesn't line up all the way. Okay? You're not going to be able to see it, but basically it needs to go on further like this one is allowing. So I'm going to grind a little material off the end of this to make this go on so I can put this in the car. I just wanted, you know, I just wanted you to come along for the ride, because if you're doing a project like this, I don't care what kind of classic car it is. You think these things just bolt right up. Sometimes they do. And then when you get used to that, then the next one doesn't. And you have to figure out why. Meanwhile, you get very angry. You know, angry version of yourself. So anyway, I said I got these lines here from CJ Pony Parts. I did, but honestly, they get them from Classic Tube. And I think you can order directly from them too. I don't think the cost is any different. Basically, I ordered from CJ and I get shipped from Classic Tube, you know, whatever. They all are related to each other in some sort of relationship. So, all right, I'm going to do some grinding on this, stick it back in there, get this switch on there, get the inside of the car done so I can start putting these lines on, and then get the car back up in there so I can start breaking lines off under the car. So, is that? Yeah, that's exactly why I was avoiding doing it. But there's only so much talking and so much other, you know, dilly-dallying you can do before you just gotta stare it in the teeth and do it. Just do it. There's nobody else here. It's just me to do it, so. I don't know if you saw, or if you just kind of dozed off there in your recliner, but I worked, you know, long and hard to not break the brake line, to not twist it off. I applied WD-40 and heat and, you know, vibration and everything. Spent, you know, quality time with that brake line. Well, I don't know if you can tell, but it's twisted off. Yeah. So, you know, it's the one that goes to this wheel cylinder and this line that I needed to replace. I started bending one and then gave up on that one and started bending another one, and it worked out pretty well. So I've got the line coming in right there, and then down here comes through that grommet, and well, if we can get some light on it, let's go over here. You can see it loops around properly into the new line, into the new wheel cylinder. So, you know, all's well that ends well. Hindsight me, who's not the same person as present me, says, should have just broke off the line. Just break it off, make a line, move on down the road. Because you would have spent less time doing that than fighting with it. So I don't know if I'm going to listen. I'm not always good at that. The next line is this one. And let's see if we can get a look at it. See, it's right there. Hopefully that comes off. I don't see really bad rust right there, but what I did notice is over here, you can see there's a union. So if I did twist it off, then I could also twist off this union and make a new line for this front one as well. So it's kind of a bad news, good news, bad news scenario, as per usual. So, fun times. We haven't even gotten to the back soft line yet. So the fun part about that one, if I can get it out of its box, or maybe it's in this box, is that it has its own built-in junction block. So I'm gonna have to get the hard lines, 2 hard lines, out of it without twisting them off, just to replace this line in the back. So good times, you know. I'm not trying to like plan on disaster for myself. I'm just kind of letting you know the lay of the land and what's off in the horizon is possible storm clouds. So batten down the hatches. I don't have any hatches to batten down, but anyway, I got the master cylinder hooked up and the lines put on it. You know, it's all happy, it's all good, and successes. Oh, there goes Mr. Heater. Guess it must be cold out. Okay, well, I'm gonna get back to it. I just wanted to kind of take you in so you could understand what's happening. All right, let's put some music on that drowns that out. Hold it. Okay. I just had to stop the music for a minute because I forgot that I was going to, if you've never made your own brake lines, I was just gonna show you the tools that I use or that I have. I use some more than others. So we've got the brake line. I've got an assorted, I just ordered a larger box of these. I thought I had more, but I don't. But I have what I need for now. These are the 3/16 fittings for a 3/16 line. This is polymer coated steel coil. Sorry, I didn't mean to give you my, I didn't, hey, calm down. We're friends, it's okay. If I was doing that to you, it was in a jokey way, okay? Okay, so let's get back to it.
This is a deburring tool, inside, outside. And then I've got a little funny tube bender. I like this tube bender because I can change where I'm putting this post. I can change where I'm putting my, little roly things. I don't remember where I got this, but you can probably find it online. I've got this style. I don't love it, but it works good for some things. This is for tight places. Also, you got to be careful with this one not to kink the line, but if you do it right, it's a good tool for tight places. If you've got a line partially installed and you just need to tweak it and your fingers aren't working, this line is pretty soft. If you're using stainless line, not so soft. It's a lot harder. And then I've got a couple different cutters. This is the one I like to use because it has more leverage. Looks like it's brass craft. Don't know, no idea where it came from. And then I've got my little tiny Milwaukee one for tight spots if I need to cut it in the car or something. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that because I thought maybe you were wondering, Speak up if you're wondering. All right, now we can get with the music. I got to get back to work, and hopefully I don't need any of these tools at the next time.
I've always dirtied everything that I found. This ain't no difference, so look at you now. And baby, cut yourself loose. Save all the things that I said that night. Playing it cool, but I never got it right. Baby, cut yourself loose. I was mesmerized by your eyes. You keep me up every night. There ain't no satisfaction for me now. There ain't no satisfaction for me now. There ain't no satisfaction for me now. Now that you're gone, now that you're gone, now that you're gone. Everything that I am, caught in the palm, no backup plan. So baby, cut yourself loose. Cause a little trouble, don't shed a tear. Keep that sesame smile from ear to ear. And baby, cut yourself loose. I was mesmerized by your eyes. Keep me up every night. Keep me up every night. There ain't no satisfaction for me now. There ain't no satisfaction for me now. There ain't no satisfaction for me now. Now that you're gone, now that you're gone. There ain't no satisfaction for me now. There ain't no satisfaction for me now. There ain't no satisfaction for me now. Now that you're gone, now that you're gone, now that you're gone.
Welcome to Cars Are People Too, where making brake lines is our speciality. Also, I picked up a throat virus. I know. Between the time you saw me last, don't get too close. That's all I'm saying. Between the time you saw me last and I don't know. Maybe I'm allergic to brake lines, and that's what's happening, because I had to make one for the other side front too. And I'm just guessing I'm gonna have to make one for the back too. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it's just my, sick pessimism, sickness, I don't know. Anyway, I am kind of a low energy right now. I should have this thing done, but I got hit in the face or in the throat. I got throat punched by whatever this is. So I'm gonna soldier on at a lower rate, and probably at a rate where I will end up making more mistakes because my brain is a little foggy, not because of drugs. No, I'm not on drugs. I should be on drugs, but I'm not on drugs. I'm just not all here. I'm sorry for complaining, but I knew you were gonna say something because my voice sounds weird. So, yeah, otherwise it went pretty well. I kind of dived right into just breaking the line right away instead of fighting with it for too long. When I saw that all of my efforts and heat and everything was not going to work, I just went ahead and zip, cut it off, made a line, and moved on down the road. So, yeah, I'm gonna work on these drums back here, and we'll just see what happens, okay? We'll just see what happens. I'm gonna stop talking now because it hurts. So, anyway, thanks for sticking around, Brakes are us. Brakes are us. All right, well, I'm gonna get back to it.
Waking up before it's getting 9. Kinda heavy on my shoulders, tracking down some moments back in time. I could swore that I was in it, down to every minute. Don't know what I was sipping, but I felt like I was doing fine. Oh my. Turns out that I just got a little bit south, just a little bit north of the Georgia line.
Hey, you turn the music down a minute? Thank you. Okay. Now that I can hear myself, I'm just taking a quick pause. Updates. I got updates. It's actually 4 days later. I've been sick in bed for 4 days, and I'm just getting over it. So it didn't get better the last time I was talking to you. It got worse. So I just got some quick updates, and then we're going to get back to it. So a couple of things. I'm holding in my hand a seal. It's a seal for the front hub assembly. So I've been going back around the car, kind of adjusting the brake pads. I still have this one to do, but I was checking the fronts and doing the other three. And when I would spin them around, they would like grab on one side but not the other. So I could tell that even though the drums they looked good, you know, they didn't have any big ridges or anything. They're definitely not in round. So I just took the two front, I just disassembled the front hubs. I took the seals out, and this seal is so cool. It has the original Ford stamping on it. I would almost bet this is an original seal. Both sides were this way. But it gave me an opportunity to, well, come over here and I'll just show you real quick. This won't take long. It's just been 4 days and I gotta update you. I got a lot to say or something. So anyway, come over here and I'll show you. So I got these two front ones turned, but what it allowed me to do was, you can see, you know, how nice it looks now. What it allowed me to do was to go ahead and take the seals out of here and the inner bearing, which I'm not going to touch because I don't have gloves on. But you can see if you compare the outer bearing, which I repacked, to the inner bearing, which has gunky old grease still in it, I had just put them in and just stuffed this full of the new grease because I didn't want to mess with the seals. They were holding, you know, hoping it would squeeze some new grease in there, and I can see that it did a little, just in the little bit it was on the car. But this is better. So I ordered new seals, or I have them already. So I'll put these bearings and races are fine. I'll put these, I'll repack that, clean that out, repack it, repack that, and then put a new seal on here, and that will be good for years. And also, there won't be any brake shudder, you know, when, you know, we're doing a brake job. Yeah, let's get this thing adjusted, you know, front and rear, so that it stops. I've got 4 drum brakes, so I don't need anything else preventing this car from stopping. 4 manual drum brakes are enough hurdle to overcome every time you come to a stop sign or have to panic stop or something. So anyway, so I really only have, so, oh yeah, I meant to say, let's walk over here. So these are the rear drums. They couldn't get them on the lathe and get them true. They were just too bad. One of the issues that's kind of obvious is, if you notice here, this outer lip, well, on this one, it doesn't have it. Well, there's a little tiny piece of it left, but it is completely rusted off. So we've got some bigger problems going on, and so I just went ahead and ordered two new ones. So the backs will have new drums, and the fronts will have newly packed bearings and seals. So as you can see, let's turn the light on here. I still have this one to do. And this is gonna, I saved this to last because, well, I don't know. This light is in my eyes now. I can't see. Okay, I can't see. I'm also a little short-tempered because I've been sick for so long and I hate it. So, but I don't know. See, my brain, it just shuts off. It's going to be a challenge because if you look back here, you can see the junction where this hose comes down into that junction block. So I have to hopefully not break both of these lines. And if I do, I'll have to make new lines, which is actually back here. That's not the end of the world and that's not difficult. I'm just hoping not to have to. This one up here is the one I am truly worried about because you can see just how rusty it is. I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking there is no way I'm not breaking that off. But I have to replace this hose. So
Now, when I say I have to, it may be passing fluid through there. But as you and I both know, on old cars over time, they swell shut. And I'm not going to do a half-assed brake job on this car that's been sitting 20 years. This isn't a, well, if it's still working situation. This is a, hey, let's be safe and just replace all your rubber lines, and then you're not gonna have to worry about it. So if I end up breaking the hard line, well, I'm in it to win it, buddy. So we'll just do it. So not what I want to do, but that's what we're doing. So that's why this final one is a challenge. And then once I finish it, it's bleeding the system and getting it on the ground. So I need this lift for some other things. Well, actually, truth be told, first and foremost, my wife's car is in need of an oil change. And it's got this whole belly tray under it that has to come off. And it's just easier to do it on the lift. So I gotta get this car done so I can change her oil, you know, and then I can put other things on the lift. So anyway, that, in air quotes, short update is it. That is it. My throat is done talking for now. Let's cue the music back up, just slowly, like get the volume, you know, start it up. And I'm gonna just start working on this last corner. And you'll see how it goes, just like me. So anyway, I'm back.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and back it off the lift and drive it up into this spot, and I hope the brakes work, because you know I could hit a lot of things if it doesn't. And also, I haven't started this car since the last time you were here and I started the car. So let's just see. And I know I promised new wheels, but they're not here yet. And I'm not in charge of the mail. So we'll get new wheels and we'll go for a drive. But for now, we're just gonna go for a little scooch, because it's minus 11 degrees outside, or it was this morning. It's warmed up probably to 0 by now. And yeah, we'll just slide her into here. If it goes well, I don't know. I don't know why I wait for you to wake up from your nap to do this sort of thing. I should do it while you're snoozing, you know, in case I look like an idiot. But, you know, some people never learn. Some people never learn. All right, what am I looking for? Nothing. I guess I have keys. I guess they're in the car. See what happens. Okay. All right, I got clutch. Do I have brake pedal? Ooh, it's pretty stiff. That's as stiff as it's been the whole time. Let's give it a couple, 3 pumps. Come on, baby. What's going on? Whoa, that was a starter. My bad. There you go. Okay. I don't remember where reverse is in this thing. Is this reverse? Oh, that's off. That's like killing the car. All right, it's idling, so that's something. Hey, we stopped going backwards. Hey, we're stopping. Oh, there, yeah. Reverse. Okay. I love it. Love it. Says the brakes are on. Probably because they are. I don't know. Is that the parking brake? I don't think the parking brake works, actually. It's this little lever here. It's locked up. All right. So, actually, I noticed when I was under the car, that must be just exhaust dripping, right? Oh yeah, that's exhaust dripping. I'd noticed when I was under the car that the cable that runs from the lever down to, you know, the cable that wires out to the parking brakes, it's very rusty. So I won't mess with that unless the owner requests it. It would be kind of nice to have a parking brake. He has all the parking brake stuff working in the back. It's just the front paraphernalia that's rusted together. So it did stop. The pedal feel is a little hard and up at top, but until I get a chance to kind of cycle it, go outside, play around with it, will I get a better idea. But it is stopping for the first time ever since I've gotten the car. So good news. That's excellent news. All right. Somebody needs to clean up this mess. Where'd you go? Well, for Pete's sake. Nobody wants to help clean up. All right. All right. Well, that's the conclusion of break week, which, as I mentioned at the beginning, was a lot like Shark Week. Scary, and nobody knows why we have it. Instead of happy hour with, you know, some apple juice looking beverage, it's snowing out and I feel like coffee. I'm drinking Black Rifle. This is Blackbeard's Delight, not sponsored, but of the three that I've bought in this round, Blackbeard's Delight, Spirit of 76, and what was the other one? Oh, Silencer Smooth. I like Blackbeard's Delight. Silencer Smooth comes in a close second. They're a little bit different blends, so still too hot to drink. So, as you can see, it is snowing out today. And also, I still have a little bit of lingering effects, which is fine. And also, it's a day that's very special to a lot of people. And obviously, you know, you're not seeing this on that day, but it's Valentine's Day. So, to those who celebrate it, you know, good for you. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in Valentine's Day. What's that? How can I not believe in Valentine's Day? Well, I know it exists. I don't like believe in that it doesn't exist. I believe it exists. I don't, maybe a better way to put it is I don't celebrate it. I don't know. To me, okay, I'm gonna come off as bah humbug. I don't really care how I come off. I'm just saying, it's one of those situations that it sounds worse than it is. It actually comes from a good place. I don't prefer a holiday to tell me to say I love you and buy chocolates and flowers and diamonds or something else expensive that really wasn't in the budget. I don't think I love you is adding another payment to your overstressed budget by buying things, especially when you're expected to buy them. Like the holiday says, this is when you buy the thing, and you're expected to buy it by the person that you love, and hopefully you buy enough or the right thing. And if you don't, well, it's not going to feel very much like love coming back. You know, as you know, I have some experience in marriage. I've been married more than twice. And so I know that sometimes it can be a stressful time, especially for someone who's not good at giving gifts. That's me. Actually, my wife is on board, lest you think and feel sorry for her for my irrational beliefs of not buying her a card on a day that she expects it, that has words in it written by someone else, not even for her, as the supreme token of how I feel about her. Lest you feel bad for her for that, she's on board. She's like, if I want flowers, I'll buy myself flowers. If I want diamonds, I'll buy myself diamonds. She too has some experience. Here you go. Here's this wonderful gift for you that we're going to be paying on for quite a while. That just doesn't. They say finances are one of the biggest stressors in a marriage. So what a better way to say I love you than with another bill. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to get off. I'm going to stop beating that horse, happy Valentine's Day for those of you who love it. And I accept that there are those of you who do, and for your own good reasons, as I have mine. So, got the Mustang off the lift, got my wife's car on the lift, and I think in honor of Valentine's Day, I'm going to make her change her own oil. Simmer down. Just bring it down a notch. She wants to do it, okay? But you know, it sounds funnier when I say I'm going to make her change her own oil. It's her car. It's not my car. It's her car. Change your own damn oil. That's all I'm saying. Good grief. You'd think it's as, you know, being unfair or something. I don't know. And then make me a sandwich. Yeah, change your oil and then make me a sandwich. And then when I'm done with this coffee, you can get me a beer. Happy Valentine's Day. We'll see you guys next week. I am super glad that you're here. And yeah, I don't know what's happening. Okay, we'll find out together. So see you next time.